take number 2 on this video. The first one got messed up, I'll put it that way. So, Giancarlo Stanton is traded to the New York Yankees, and that's a huge trade. Stanton obviously wanted to win. If you look at his final 4 teams, the Yankees, the Cubs, the Astros, and the Dodgers, I want to say. Not positive, but I'm pretty sure those are the final 4 teams. He obviously wanted to win. 2 of the teams being in the World Series, although the 2 other teams making the playoffs. And so I got a report last night, and it said the Yankees were looking into Stanton. I expected all 4 of those teams to look into Stanton, because when the reigning National League MVP says that you are one of the top 4 teams that he wants to be traded to, see what you have to give up to get him. Yeah. So Stanton goes to the Yankees, and that lineup is absolutely going to be dangerous. I really hope it ends up being the Astros-Yankees next year in the American League divisional playoffs, divisional round. No, conference championships even. Is that the conference champion? Yeah. Yeah, it's not the championships. Conference round. But, I mean, Aaron Judge and Stanton on the same team is going to be dangerous. If Judge can play like he did for the, sorry, I have something in my eye. Like he did the first half of last year, and then the last month of last year. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. Okay. And then Stanton, obviously, if he can hit 59 home runs again, is going to be just an absolute beast. Along with Didi Gregorius, Gary Sanchez, they have an okay pitching staff. I put it top 10, not top 5, but I'd say they have a top 10 pitching staff. Yeah, I would put them around the 10 spot, but we'll see how that works. So what do they have to give up for this? They had to give up 4-time All-Star Starlin Castro, which I feel like is not going to be talked about. I think the talk's all going to be, look at Stanton. We got Stanton. Stanton is so good. What will Stanton do on the Yankees? Which is understandable. I mean, Stanton was the big name in his trade. But Starlin Castro had 300 last year. And that's with, I mean, he had some injuries on him. With him, 133 hits. I put up stats here if you're wondering what I'm looking down at. I mean, he was the only All-Star, and he's only 20. He's going to be 28. When's his birthday? On March 24th, so right before the season begins, he's going to be 28. That's not like it's that old. So honestly, that's a good trade for the Marlins. Now, he is making a decent amount of money, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Marlins trade him as well. I actually saw a report that said that could possibly happen. Let me try to see. Can I see how much money he's making? Where's his contract? So he's making 8 years, $60 million was his contract. That's through 2019. So that means the Marlins will have him for 2 years, and that's actually not that much money to be paying for your guy. That gets back what D. Gordon lost. What you lost to D. Gordon. I mean, D. Gordon's speed is unmatched, but the hitting, I think Castro may have had I don't know what D. Gordon's average was last year, but a 300 average, I think you'll take that from your second baseman. Again, though, could be traded. I don't know. If he is traded, there'll probably be a video on that. But that's a pretty big piece to give up. I think, again, we're going to all be talking about Stanton, but that's a nice trade for the Marlins. Obviously, they were just trying to get rid of Stanton's contract, which they did successfully. And now they're going to try to get Castro. Now, this is where I have a problem with the trade, and quickly I want to preface, I'm not a Marlins fan. I'm not a Yankees fan. I went to a Marlins game, never been to a Yankees game, got a Marlins hat, don't have a Yankees hat. So, excuse me. What was I going to talk about just a second ago? Okay, this is where I have a problem with the trade, is what they got after Castro. Because what they got after Castro is apparently, they haven't given names, but apparently a bunch of Class A prospects. Not a bunch, but a few Class A prospects, and not the higher tier ones. I think they could have gotten a higher tier, maybe 2 higher tier prospects, maybe a Clint Frazier in there. I think it'd be a fair trade if you throw Stanton for Clint Frazier and Starlin Castro. I think that would be a reasonable trade. Or maybe, honestly, I think the Marlins could have possibly gotten another good prospect, maybe a Torreyes. No, I know it's saying a lot. Those are like the top 2 prospects in the Yankee system, but it's going to be. I think the Marlins are not getting enough for this. But at the same time, when you're asking a team to take $300 million worth of a player, $300 million contract, I think you're going to have to settle for something that maybe you didn't want to settle for. Sorry, I was looking at something. And they settled. They settled for only getting Castro and a few low-tier prospects. We'll see how those low-tier prospects, who they are, and how good they will be in the future. So, I'm pretty much done with the video. 5 minutes. That's actually a pretty good time. Better than the first video I was making. So, where does this leave both teams? The Yankees are in a great spot. Actually, real quickly, I saw this thing on Twitter just a second ago. So, Adam Warren, they traded Adam Warren to get Starlin Castro. They got Warren back in a trade when they sent away Chapman. They re-signed Chapman. Now they're trading Castro for Stanton. So in a way, they just traded Adam Warren for Giancarlo Stanton. Think about that. And they actually have everyone back except for Starlin Castro, who wasn't even on the team when like this analogy, not analogy, but when this like whole thing began. So their management has done a really good job these past couple of years building up the system, and we saw how good they did last year with a really young team. They have a bright future, and their future just got a little bit brighter with Giancarlo Stanton on the team. So, where does this leave the Marlins? They're still probably going to be trying to get rid of their contract. I see maybe Ozuna, maybe Yelich getting moved. The Marlins are definitely going into a rebuild. There's no doubt about that, but they've gotten their biggest piece they needed to move out of the way. They get a second baseman in Castro, who could be moved, who could not. I don't really know. And that's how I see the trade for both teams. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. It was my second take, so you should hit that thumbs up because I had to record the same video twice. But, and if you like this kind of stuff, sports talk, then please subscribe to the channel. Leave your opinion in the comment section below. How do you feel like both teams did in this trade? Do you feel like it was real lopsided? Because I feel like it was pretty lopsided for the Yankees. I understand they're taking in $300 million contract, but I feel like it was a pretty lopsided trade where the Yankees won. But I also feel like they did give up something to the Marlins with Starlin Castro. So did the Marlins get enough in return? I personally feel like not. Let me know your opinion down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys later.